Hello everyone, for this week chapter we will cover chapter 12, Monopolistic Competition. And starting from the chapter 10, we are start to learn different kinds of the market. And we learn the monopoly, oligopoly, and the perfect competitive market. And now, as before I mentioned, when we're learning different market structure, we need to pay attention on the characteristic for each kind of market, and also we need to know what is the profit maximization rule. So for this chapter, we will learn the monopolistic competition. And you should find first what's the difference between the monopolistic competition with the monopoly and perfect competition market. And second is how the monopolistic competition looks like, and how the firm who is involved in the monopolistic competition market to maximize their profit. So that is what we want to learn. So to start this chapter, and let's look at example about Starbucks. So before we talk about Starbucks, let's watch a video.
The Trinity cup can fit the contents of an entire bottle of wine. Clocking in at 916 milliliters, it's more than the average human stomach can contain. In Santa Fe Springs, California, there are about 560 Starbucks outlets squeezed in 25 miles of land. That's the highest ratio of stores in the world. Starbucks uses more than 93 million gallons of milk each year, enough to fill 155 Olympic-sized swimming pools. People often think the name Starbucks comes from Moby Dick, but they're wrong. It's actually based on an old town called Starbo. The founders liked the strong ST sound and were only reminded of Starbuck, a character in Moby Dick, afterwards. In 1999, Starbucks published a literary magazine called Joe. It had a lifespan of 3 issues. The price of a 16-ounce latte varies drastically in different countries. What you can get for $2.80 in New Delhi costs $9.83 in Oslo. There is a secret cup size called short that's usually saved for kids' drinks. If you ask really nice, they might give you one. Let us know in the comments how much it costs in your city.
So that is a very interesting video. So we know like the Starbucks is a worldwide company in the competition with a few other coffee house firms. So if we talk about worldwide, it is an oligopoly. So we learned what is oligopoly in the previous chapter. So which means they have the large concentration ratio. But however, if you look at what happened in Erie, that you will find locally, however, Starbucks compete with a variety of the coffee provider in its intermediate vicinity. So think about in the area we have many different coffee shop. I think the famous one is called the coffee culture, and also you can name many different coffee shop in the area. And similar as Starbucks, such as the McDonald's, a worldwide oligopolist in the fast food industry, but however locally competing with a wide variety of the food provider in the vicinity. So you can think about McDonald's, KFC, and RB, and etc. etc. So all those 2 examples, you can see the Starbucks and McDonald's in the worldwide. They are not oligopolist. They are on the market called a monopolistic competition. So now you probably don't know on what condition we can call the market as the monopolistic competition. So for this chapter, we need to learn these 2 concepts. One is what is the characteristics of the monopolistic competition, and the second, how can they differentiation with it, do the product differentiation, and also what does that mean brand loyalty. Does it very important for the firm located on monopolistic competition? So that are the key concepts we will learn in this chapter. And so for this week, we will cover the chapter 12, and when we coming back next week, we will do a review. So make sure you go back to review those videos. And next week, we are focusing on reviewing and targeting to get a high grade for our final exams.